Good morning, students. So, today we shall continue with the chapter directing and the concept. Let us revise with the topic which we have done during the Zoom meeting, that is, concept of directing. We all know directing refers to the process of instructing, guiding, motivating, and leading people in the organization to achieve its objective. Okay, then features of directing, importance of directing, this is what we have discussed earlier. So today we are going to discuss about the concept of motivation. Now let us understand what is motivation. So motivation means a process of stimulating people to action to accomplish desired goal. Okay, so this is what motivation is. And if we talk about the features of motivation, it is an internal feeling. The urge drives desire and striving or needs of human being, which are internal, influence human behavior. Now we can take the example like if the employee is interested in promotion, it helps him to produce a behavior to improve the performance. So uh, you can see motivation can be a positive one as well as a negative. When we talk about the positive motivation means uh, uh, that is rewards like increase in pay, promotion, then giving recognition. These are all the form of positive motivation. If we talk about the negative one means punishment or stopping increments or threatening. These are which induce a person to act in a desired way. Okay, now in this concept we are also going to study about the features in detail. As I told you, motivation is an internal feeling. So it is a desire, aspiration, or striving or needs of human being, which are internal, influences human behavior. Motivation produces a goal directed behavior. Okay, as I have given you the example of promotion, then motivation can be positive or it can be negative. Motivation is a complex process. Okay, now let us go through the Maslow theory in order to understand the motivation. Okay, so Maslow theory is based on human needs. He felt that with every human being, there exists a hierarchy of 5 needs, and these needs are as follow. So you can see this in the form of the given diagram, that is in pyramid form. Maslow needs hierarchy theory. First is the physiological needs. ओके, सो लोगों की पहली नीड्स जो है वो फिजियोलॉजिकल नीड्स, दैट इज़ द बेसिक नीड्स ऑफ फूड, क्लॉथिंग एंड शेल्टर. ओके, hunger, thirst, shelter, sleep, these are some of the example of these needs. Then moving on to the second needs, that is safety and security. So these needs provide security and protection from physical and emotional harm. So the examples are like pension plan, then stability of job, or you can say job security. These are the various examples related to it. The third need is the need of belongingness. Okay, so these need refer to the love and affection being from the society and friends. The next need is esteem need. So these include like self-respect, then autonomous status, recognition, and attention. Moving on to the fifth one, that is self actualization need. It is also the highest level of need, and it refers to drive to become what is are capable of becoming. You can take the example of Sachin Tendulkar, Lata Mangeshkar. Okay, now we have to keep in mind these five needs, starting with the physiological needs. Okay, that is primary needs. Then comes the safety needs. Then comes the need for belongingness, esteem, and self actualization. So, this is how it goes, and you have to present it in the form of this given diagram. Now, uh, studying Maslow theory, we have to make the following assumptions. Assumption number one, that is, people's behavior is based on their needs. Okay. Second is, the needs are in hierarchical order. As I told you, first is physiological, then comes security, then come belongingness, so on. A satisfied need can no longer motivate a person. Only next higher level needs can motivate him. Isn't it? It's very true. Then, point number four, a person moves to the next higher level only when the lower need is satisfied. If you see practically, it's very obvious. If your physiological needs is satisfied, then you will move on to the safety, security, and safety. Then, belongingness. This is how it works. Okay, now it focus on the need as the basis for the motivation. It helps the manager to realize the needs level of the employee should be identified and to provide or to give motivation to them accordingly. Now moving on to the next one, financial incentives. Incentives, the benefit being given to the employees. So it is divided into two, that is financial incentives and non-financial incentive. When we talk about financial incentives, it is related to the monetary one, like pay and allowances, bonus, perquisites, profits sharing, co-partnership, productivity linked wage incentives, retirement benefits. So pay and allowances, salary is the basic monetary incentive. Okay, then giving them various salary allowances or regular increment. These are all examples of financial incentives. अगर उसे हम regular increment देते रहेंगे तो डेफिनेटली एक मोटिवेशन का ही काम करेगा. Then the next is bonus. So bonus is an incentive offer over and above the salary during the festival seasons or any such special occasion in the year. Bonus can be declared, or whenever there is a you can say extra profit, surplus profit in the business, then also the many time bonus is being declared. Perquisites. So perquisites like some benefits being offered, जैसे कि कार अलावेंस है, मेडिकल, एजुकेशन टू चिल्ड्रन, दीज आर द एग्जाम्पल. Profit sharing means to provide the share to the employee in the profit of the organization. Now co-partnership, that is stock option. Under this scheme, employees are offered company share at a set price, and definitely these prices are lower than the market price, so which can give profit to the employee in the near future. Productivity linked wage system. Okay, so this is also one of the plan from the side of the employer in order to motivate the employee for more production. Retirement benefits, that also attract the employee because as we were discussing about the safety and security needs, so retirement benefit can help the employee to the larger extent. Now moving on to the next one, that is non-financial incentives. So sometimes it's like not only financial, if the non-financial incentives are also there, that is also been used for motivating or inspiring the employee. Okay, so it's not alone money, but many times looking to the psychological or emotional factor, non-financial incentives has also been proved very useful. First is like employees recognition program, like giving appreciation by organizing any meeting or appreciating the performance of the employee. So that is what recognition or acknowledgement is given to the employee. That is also a form of non-financial incentive. Then job security, so stability about future, and uh, that will also employee will worry less, and that will he is going to work with greater zeal. Career advancement opportunities is also a form of non-financial incentives. Then employees participation means involving employees in decision making process. Status, when we talk about status, so in the organization, status means a ranking of position in the organization. That can also be a type of non-financial incentives. Then let us take job enrichment. Job enrichment, like a greater variety of work content requiring high level of knowledge and skill, give workers more autonomy and responsibility, so there also they feel like having freedom and can work with great enthusiasm, providing the opportunity for personal growth. So that is also like molding a future manager for the organization. So he will definitely have um, type of devotion to the towards the organization. So this is also a form of non financial incentives. So hopefully you all have understood. Just go through the entire topic which we have discussed, and later on I will send you some notes. Thank you. Have a nice day.